Yes, they've come to see the three McCraes competing against each other. Father Jimmy, Colin and Alister, all in Mark II Escorts, here in the town of Dumfries for the Scottish National Rally. This event running a day after the International Rally, but attracting a greater crowd.
Well, I think they've both got a slightly better car than me, that's my excuse.
We started early with excuses. All right.
No, I think youth is a pretty handy thing to have in this sport as well. Okay, I'm a bit older and a lot of experience, but you certainly need the youth for the last 9 10s.
Been very quiet since Australia last year, and that's really been it. We did one event with that car last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, and then out here.
Sounds good. You're out with Ian Grindrod. Good fun.
Aye, yeah. No, I did one event with Ian pretty early on in my career when I started driving. He's lightweight, so we thought we'd get him back in, dust him off.
Certainly compared to Campbell Roy, he's lightweight, that's for sure.
I know, I've got an advantage there, I think.
That's what it's all about, just to have a bit of fun and a bit of competition with my dad and Alister.
You going to dust them down, or what are you going to do?
We'll try. We'll see. I think
they're already making excuses that your car is significantly better, faster and more reliable than theirs.
They would, wouldn't they? But I mean, Moldman's just won a rally in New Zealand 2 weeks ago, so he's quite fresh at the moment.
Fresh also on Mark IIs, would you say?
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. So interesting to see how the McCraes get on against the likes of Barry Johnson, who's won the first 3 rounds of this Scottish Rally Championship in 2005. All 3 cars with Millington 2.5 litre engines in. But here comes Colin, really trying hard. And this car has a sequential gearbox. It has a paddle shift. The engine has been moved back a foot, and Colin calls it his special project car. Well, it's certainly one of the fastest Escort Mark IIs that's ever been built. We've seen Colin out, of course, in the past on the McCrae stages running as the 0 car in a Mark II Escort, but this is the first time in anger. Here comes Alister then in the 102, the black machine. Colin on Dunlops, Alister and Father Jimmy running on Kumo tyres. As you heard, Ian Grindrod is the co-driver. Many fine rallies, of course, with the likes of David Llewellyn. So nice to get Ian back into the hot seat. And we didn't mention that in the hot seat alongside Colin McCrae is none other than Nicky Grist. And that's his first rally since retiring. His first rally with Colin for 3 or 4 years.
And first 4 left. Stay in.
All the 2-wheel drive cars running first on the road here in front of the likes of Barry Johnson and the other regular Scottish Rally contenders in their WRC cars. As you can see, it's been raining a little bit. The McCrae flags are out. There's a huge crowd turned out to see this McCrae family battle. Indeed, they say there are a lot more people out today than there were the previous day for the International Rally. Father Jimmy just back from competing in New Zealand, as you heard in those interviews, the multi-British Rally champion. None of these 3 really have a history with Mark II Escorts. Campbell Roy is on the notes. Most of Jimmy's success, of course, was with Opals and Vauxhalls. Very slippy little corner, but Jimmy showing all the old style there.
4 left. 50.
Colin
2 left, rough.
and Alister also coming up mainly through the Vauxhall route.
Very rough. 5 right behind this time. It's 2.
And you can see the huge crowds here really being thrilled by the speed. And we have heard that Colin put a very good time through the opening stage. He said he didn't think he had any chance at all of matching the 4-wheel drive cars, and they're yet to come, but I suspect it is going to be very close indeed. A lot of inter-family rivalry here, of course.
6 to 8, 5 right over crest.
Great to ride here with the McCraes. Here's Alister. Interesting comments from Jimmy that Alister, he thought, could also have been a world champion. Of course, was at Mitsubishi WRC team at the wrong time. And Colin here, working away. Let's hear from him now.
Tell us what's happening.
No, we've got a problem with the gear linkage. It's a broken bolt or something, so...
Fixable?
Yeah, it'll be fixable, just whether we can fix it in time or not.
How did you go? First stage?
Yeah, good right to the end. It was just the last sort of kilometre with the problem with the gear stick, but it was good up until then.
Did you drop much time?
No, we were still well. I don't know about Squires and Banister and these guys, but we were quicker than Alister and my dad. So that's the main thing.
Not so much tactics, it's just drive, quickly enjoy it and make sure you don't make mistakes because I own the car.
And here's the man they were talking about, Steve Banister, the potato farmer from North Yorkshire. Been competing in one of these cars for many years, always very quick. Has an Opel engine in that car, unlike the Millingtons, fitted to the Lanark Clans cars. Still with two-wheel drive here, Bruce McCombie looking to win his class again in the Nissan Sunny. And a 109, that's Charlie Jarrett making a bit of a porridge of it there and stalls it. Charlie Jarrett and Gordon Chambers. The HM hydraulic car, and finally they get underway. Back with front-wheel drive, 120. Andrew Wood Motorsport prepared car for Linda Allen with Stan Quirk alongside her. And that's a sort of car that we're used to seeing Jimmy Mcrae in. That's number 140, and that's Gary Smith. And Gary carrying a lot of speed, too much speed, oh, understeering off and into the ditch. Oh dear me. Can he get it out of here? Difficult with two-wheel drive. The screen has all misted up. The steam coming off the front brakes and being pulled out by this gang of spectators here. Here is Barry Johnson, who has dominated the Scottish Rally Championship this year. Nice to see Jock Armstrong out, this time in a new Mitsubishi Group N car with Neil Ewing alongside him. Jock, a very talented mechanic and driver, works in the WRC. And talking of the WRC, here's Alan Dixon's new WRC car. Well, he's had the car almost a year now, of course. Martin Forrest alongside him. He's certainly battling inside the top 5. Alan Dixon then in this early spec Subaru WRC car. Malcolm Proudlock running in second place ahead of Neil Dugan. This is Malcolm's best showing on the Scottish Rally Championship. Group A Subaru. Number plate flapping there, as you can see, that's all deliberate. It helps a little bit more air get into the cooling system of the car. S8 Subaru imprints the Group N, as you can tell from the rather clever number plate there. It's fighting for a bit of grip though. Go on board with Callum McLeod.
Right, turn square left.
Over 100 entries.
40.
Oh, and into the bank, just misjudging the grip on that corner. Can he find a gear? Yes, he does. Be a little bit of body damage, I suspect, from that incident. And his confidence be a little shaken as well.
Left 2.
The McRae's, incidentally, are inside the top 10, all 3 of them. But Barry leading, but only by a handful of seconds from Neil Dugan and Malcolm Proudlock. And Dugan then pushing very hard indeed, trying to stay on terms with Barry Johnson. Back then with the pursuers, Alan Dixon in the Sack Master car. I believe Alan actually is in the sack business. Alan running in fourth place overall. He's ready to come to terms with this WRC car now. Go on board with Jock Armstrong and Neil Ewing, who's co-driven for both the Armstrong boys.
Keep left over Craig.
So Armstrong continues on his way, always very quick. Here's Jock Armstrong.
50.
And the car grounding to a halt.
Fuel pump.
In the last stage there, turbo pipe just fell off the car and put us out for about 10-12 minutes till we found it and sorted it. So.
Whoa, and just carrying a bit too much speed there. And that's a bit of a tricky place to get out of. And trying to sort out the box, and finally does. And drops 10 seconds in the process, just a bit too much enthusiasm. And what a good run this man is having, Andy Kelly.
So it's gone today.
I think we've, out of the two-wheel drive cars, anyway, we're first, and then I think Colin, my dad, are second equal, so... No,
Who wrote the script?
obviously me this time, because it was the other two had been third.
Yeah, we had a small problem with the car and dropped some penalties getting out of service, but it was better to take the time and repair the car rather than limp through the stage, so that's what we did. And but you know, the times on the stages have been very good, which is the main thing.
Old man says that he's equal to you on the stage times, is that right?
He is, yeah. We managed to catch back to equal with him, but unfortunately for him, we beat him on the fastest time in the first stage.
So it's a comeback,
he's lost out.
Indeed, yes, but congratulations to Barry Johnson, and not to forget his co-driver Stuart Merry. And there they are, winning by just 13 seconds after the problems from Malcolm Proudlock, Dugan third, Dixon, Kelly, and all the McCraes. And then Paul Ben rounding out the top 10 there, just in front of George McDonald. So Barry Johnson, maximum points 120. Paul Ben is in second place now. Philip Morrow with his retirement slips to third. Proudlock moves up to a fourth place.